There we go. See? And now we can click it on this program. It'll. Did it change?
It's on your YouTube channel.
It's just delayed.
Okay.
Okay, we got it.
Big time delayed.
Yeah, for whatever reason it does that. Pull this guy over here. Pull this guy down. Now.
Push me over more on the right thing.
This one?
Yeah, so I can see if I'm in the shot. Even more. Go all the way to the edge. Yeah, right there.
I'm gonna put this right in the middle once I hit stream over here.
Okay.
Wow, it's really delayed.
Facebook wasn't this delayed.
Jeez.
That's okay. No one's gonna be talking to me.
Okay. So yeah, no one's probably gonna see this because I don't have a big page and we're not doing this on Facebook. It's all good. You sure?
Mm-hmm. It says you are live. So I'm already going?
Oh. Nuh-uh.
It says you are live.
No.
11 seconds.
All right, well, I guess we're live. So
Okay.
let's go.
Well, hello, Facebook. No, live YouTube. That was a fun intro, right? Do you want to hear my intro now that we've totally messed it up and no one's going to watch this? Okay.
Yeah, but I don't have anything prepared.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome to JulieV Crafting and Chalking. This is our little setup. This is my mic. And this is my sewing machine. Today we're going to make a quilt. Now, obviously, I'm going to make a child-sized quilt. It would probably take me a full day just to cut and do everything. So I've pre-done some things, and we're not going to go ahead and sew the whole thing, but I'll definitely show you the process that I go through to make this happen. Sorry, was that too loud? Sorry, I was just ba-dumping myself. Okay, first things first, when you make a quilt, you have to decide your fabrics. So here are my fabric choices that I have chosen for my grandson's 3rd birthday. Am I still on the right?
Yeah, this is you.
Okay. Can you blip me over?
Ready?
Yeah. Awesome. Look at magic. Magic. Okay. So my grandson really is into Spider-Man really, but a couple of months ago, he was into Paw Patrol. So I'm a little behind. So I picked some great Paw Patrol fabrics. I then had them in a bag for 2 months. Getting ready to do this because of course his birthday is this week. So on a piece of paper, which you can't see, but basically, can you see it okay? Basically, I took up just a random piece of paper and I wrote down the things that I needed for this. And I took his fleece material. Oh, it's a split screen. Hey, let me make sure I'm stay on. So basically, I had to figure out his fabric that I bought him that's going to be the backside was 60 inches by 40 inches. So I then took that and did some math. Yes, with quilting, you math. You know the age old, I'll never use my math. Yeah, with quilting, you do math. Just saying. So then I figured out, okay, if my squares were 7 inches wide or 8 inches wide, how many squares would I need for my quilt? So then I drew a little rectangle. I then figured that out, and I need 35 total squares. And then I went ahead and cut the fabric that had been in the bag for 2 months. Oh, yep, these fabrics. I added a few extra because I didn't have quite enough, and I wanted to make it really colorful. And so I did a couple extra here. And then I wanted his name on it. So I did a red, a blue, and a green. And I'm going to go ahead and ink his name on there so that he can tell his brother whose blanket it is. He's really good. Oh my gosh, the other day, okay, sorry, ADHD moment. The other day, I wrote his name on a balloon, and I wrote Jude's name on a balloon, and he would only play with his balloon because he knew Leo spelled Leo. I'm just saying he's kind of, he's blessed. Okay, so then I figured out how many.
That makes him sound stupid.
No, he's smart.
Like he's been touched.
No.
Don't want to say touched.
Don't say touched.
Or blessed. That's like you're being
He's
sarcastic.
blessed with smart. He's smart.
Okay.
Oh gosh. Okay, fine. I'm old. Anyway, so then I wrote down how many of each color I had. Oh, I'm really close to the microphone, aren't I? I wrote down what color each I had so that I could figure out how many were in each, for each row. So I have 7 rows times 5 across, and then each color I could only have. So I had to have 2 white. So here's my white Paw Patrol and my white Paw Patrol. So I had to have one of each of these in every row. And I had enough. I had 14. Yeah, I had 7 rows, so that's 14. Anyway, so the other ones I'm going to have to like skedaddle around. Anyway, that's later. Okay. So then I cut them, and I laid one row out with my black 6-inch by 2 inches in between. Here, I'm going to do this here in front of me. Here, my face. There we go. And then I put those in between. So these are the ones I'm going to sew today. But first, and then here's my long 2-inch. It's going to go, there I am, across here. Okay, so I picked a really great yellow. It's called Bumblebee Yellow. Hey, how you doing? Photos during the production. I like that. So I picked Bumblebee Yellow to do his name. So I really wanted it to pop. White would pop good, but I just thought yellow is the bee's knees. So this is the part of the chocolate part. All of 3 letters. This is good. So I'm going to do the O first. Making sure I have plenty on the, that's good. And I'm going to just go one way Willie. Getting it on there. I don't want to have any striping moments. I want to say this is my first ever YouTube Live. I've done YouTube before for classes back in the day. This is very simple. I'm just literally pushing it over the silk screen part with the ink. I love it on the red. It's like superhero. It's going to be kind of his Spider-Man moment, since I didn't buy Spider-Man fabric for this months ago. Anyway, I had to do some YouTube sign language things on my page, but I'm using Mr. Van Auker's Van Air Productions for my page. Okay, so now you can see the L, the E, and the O in yellow. I'm trying to put the lid on so it doesn't dry out. And then I'm going to remove. Voila, that looks really great on the green.
Kind of looks like the Oregon Duck logo.
That looks great on the blue too. Really pops. Once I iron these and heat set them, oh my gosh, it's going to be gorgeous. And then the L. Look at that. Okay, I have to rinse these really quick. Just throw them in some water while you stare at my workspace.
This is not good TV broadcasting.
Yes, it is. It's real live stuff.
I guess we'll take this opportunity to say go over to JulieV Crafting and Chalking on Facebook. She's going to go live once a week over there, hopefully here on YouTube as well, on my channel, Van Air Production, where you can find other entertaining stuff like my podcast called Choose One. I'm going to have a number of different things coming, just so you can learn new stuff, kill time, and enjoy yourself. So that's why we're trying to do it on Van Air Production page as opposed to a unique JulieV Crafting and Chalking YouTube channel until she gets big and doesn't need me anymore, and then we'll see what happens, I guess.
Next time I could just do it all over by my sink. That will work. Okay. So the next step in the process is to actually sew these together. I'm going to go ahead and let those air dry and then iron them to heat set them on a hot iron with parchment paper in between the iron and the ink. And then I'm going to flip it over, put the parchment paper down, and then iron on top of that on the back side, because you want to do a couple of minutes on each side. And so you're constantly moving the iron so you don't burn it. Been there, done that. Okay, sewing machine time. I'm going to take each square, which I have set at 6 inches, and I wanted 8-inch squares. So I have also cut out 2 inches. I don't know if I did it right. Okay. It's going to be shorter than I thought, but that's okay because I just realized I'm only going to have an inch in between, and I needed 2 inches. I'm doing a totally different quilt right now. Plans change, man. Plans change. I'm making a different quilt. So I'm going to put right sides together, and we're going to quilt this. Hopefully this machine is set and ready to go. Is that blowing your head off? Too loud?
No, it's not bad.
Not bad. Oh, and my sewing machine. It doesn't like how I have this, so it's gonna be fun. All right. So those are then tight together. Normally I take it in the other room and iron it, but my production manager doesn't like me leaving the room. So I'm just gonna finger iron it, and I don't know if you've just ever just used your nail and just gone. And then that's how we do. That's how we do. Okay, so I'm going to open that up, and I'm using my nail and just, that's my iron. Then I'm going to go for another little black, 6-inch black, 6-inch by 2-inch black. Oh, hey, we're getting a little close up on my table. I was going to make boxes. I'll be honest with my mistake. I was going to make boxes all the way around and then put sashing in between the boxes. And at the last minute, I forgot that I decided that I was just going to put sashing in between. Oh, did you see me just like that, just like that. Okay. So you can actually do the box, each of the squares, or the quilt squares, or the boxes. Then I'm making a box. And then you could just put all the sashings on them one by one. And then sew the sash on the left-hand side or the right-hand side, or however you want to do it. Instead of doing this, chain type. It's not really a chain, but I'm definitely I'm doing it a little harder. It's taking a little longer. Had I had all this ready to go, you wouldn't have to sit through all this. But I'm sure my son told you about his Van Air Productions. We're going to be going live every Saturday on his YouTube. And we're excited for that. I bought a few things from the thrift store today in hopes to give them new life. So I'll be doing that in the future.
Saturday or Wednesday. We'll figure it out.
Wednesday's Facebook.
Oh, that's okay. All right.
He doesn't want to give up his Saturdays, obviously.
We'll work it out.
Sounds like we're going to duke it out. I got to give the people what they want. They want consistency. And with consistency comes the following. You need witty, a great project, and a person in front of the screen.
I thought you were going to say with great consistency comes great responsibility.
It's true. Spider-Man's uncle was very, very wise. What was his name? Ben? Uncle Ben? Mm-hmm. The Rice. I'd ask you what you thought about Happy and Ben, but it's too soon. Sewing straight is very important. Cutting straight is even more important. And when you cut straight and you sew straight, you're going to have a nice straight quilt. Sometimes even then, you're going to have to, at the end, trim off some edges to make it square. And that's okay. Because if you're sewing straight and you're cutting straight, and then you have to square off at the end, you can just say, it's not you, it's me. And I always have a mat on my table when I'm crafting in any way, shape, or form. It helps with my measurement. I also love to use the, I don't even know what brand this is. Fiskars. Oh, maybe I can get a Fiskars.
Pizza cutter.
It's not a pizza cutter.
That looks like a pizza cutter.
But maybe Fiskars can back me on my quilting.
Oh, yeah.
What's that called?
Like affiliate marketing or like a promotion.
Promotion, because I'm promoting their scissors.
Mm-hmm.
So this is we know what that word is.
Once we get more than 2 viewers, or we'll go from there, I guess. But
do we have 2 viewers right now?
No, I don't know how many.
And you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, these are Fiskars. They're great. I love the smaller one. This one came in a little zebra shape about 5 years ago. And I love my quilting. Where's the? Okay. It has some tape on it so you can kind of see it better, but that was a boo-boo. It's got yellow and it's got the squares, and it helps me line things up really great. It's got a lip on the end, very important, this lip right here, because then I can put it up against my mat and it also helps me stay very straight. That didn't sound good. Anyway, the point is it helps me cut straight. All right, we are done with our first So this is definitely not 40 inches. And it was because, remember how I said I went through some issues? So this is end up being 33 inches. And I'm definitely going to have to be putting some extra stuff on the outside. So I'll probably have just a thicker black band all the way around to really pop my squares. And I'm going to put this in one line with the Paw Patrol around it and make this fabulous, but I can't, it's still a little wet, so I need to not mess with that. Anyway, I would continue on doing this. I would then take my longer sashing And again, sew this right onto the top and then pull up. Can I have another view? See popping with that black band. Farley, no. Okay. Okay. So then I just continue on doing all of this, and then again these are still wet, so I'm going to wait on those, but I would just repeat this process here with these squares and the sashing in between, and then continue on and sew, which would take quite a bit of your time. So I think we've been on live longer with my husband, so I probably only put about an hour and 20 minutes worth of time, and then this last 20 minutes just sewing this one line without the top and bottom sashing. So it is a process, but it's a love for my grandson. And this is why a lot of people charge so much money for their quilts, is because the product that goes into it per yard, your time, it's a labor of love. And that's why they cost so much. Quilting for the win. So this is got a little bit of chalk or inking in it with my LEO, but then it is all fabric. I love to use natural cotton, thin natural cotton in between the layers, but this time I'm using I cannot remember the word. It's not fleece. Flannel. It's not flannel. It's not fleece. It's the fuzzy stuff. I can't remember. So I'm just going to like do some ties in the corners, and then not really have much in between. If I lived in like more northern area and he needed to be warmer, I would definitely put something in between and then quilt on top. But this is going to be one of those just fun quilts that Grandma made for his 3rd birthday, and we're calling it good. All right, I will definitely somehow figure out how to post the finished project in this this stream comments, or maybe we'll just come back next week and finish it, although his birthday's next weekend, so I don't know if that's going to happen. Gotta have this done this week. All right, I am done. So we're going to figure out how to not go live anymore. And thank you for watching. And let us know if you watched on the replay.
Still going.
I'm still going?
Yeah.
But it's what view is they see in you?
That one.
So
oh my gosh,
we're going to figure out how to turn this off. And I usually take...
I just want to stop.
Can you hit pause? There.
No, I'm still live. I mean, we paused it, but son of a. Oh, this is embarrassing.
Well, you paused it. What about in the top left where it says live and the green button? Can you click on that? Oh, what did I do?